to do with my pencil, Emma?
Why are you asking me? I didn't do anything.
That's what they all say.
Like with the window upstairs?
Yeah, everybody's innocent. Nobody knows nothing.
I actually don't know what happened to it.
Well, sure you don't know what happened to the window upstairs. It's like my chainsaw that ended up magically smashed down here.
Oh, yeah, I honestly have no idea.
Very suspicious. Okay, put your dust mask on.
Is that really moldy though?
What's that?
Is that really moldy though?
Is what?
Is it really moldy though?
Well, not so much now, but when I was planing it down, you never know what kind of funguses live in these, yeah, it gets down into the grains and stuff, and it can make you very sick. Very, very sick.
Are you guys buying that out of pine?
Yeah.
I've always been worried about that little crack in the timber.
Here's your close-up as promised, Thomas and a couple other guys. So we get a nice clean ledge here. Now we're going to be using a rabbiting bit that will do this much better, but I still have to make a couple of these in this way to finish off what I have up there, and then I can move to the next one. All right, so we're at a point here now where I can make the transition to the other router bit, but I still have to do the top side of it on the back side with the same design so everything meets up. So these first 3 rows going all the way across are going to have to be the straight bit, and then we can move to the rabbiting bit, which should work a lot nicer, a lot easier on the router. But from here down, we're going to do these boards with the rabbiting bit, so that's what we're after. So we are switching over to a regular rabbiting bit with a bearing on it, so we can lose this piece of cutting board. So I know I'm throwing a shadow on the camera. Ah! I just put my router bits on pretty tight. I had one fly off on me years ago and hit me in the hand, cut me up pretty good, so I don't screw around with it. And that was a cheap Craftsman router with a horrible, just an absolutely horrible chuck on it. This old Porter cable I've had for a long time. This thing is a workhorse. Not the biggest one they make by any means, but all I've done with this thing is replace brushes. And I like using the 1/2-inch shank bits when I can. Those are usually what I buy for this. A little bit stronger, hold up a lot better. And cutting edges aren't anything, it's not like they're more special or anything, but so anyway, this was the bit we were using. Let's see if we could focus. There we go. So that's a 1-inch Freud straight bit, and that did a lot of the joinery on the timber frame for us. It needs a good soaking in PB Blaster WD-40, get the dust and stuff off of it. Come on, focus, there we go. So get that cleaned up. I touch up the edges on these straight bits once in a while because I don't really use them for their true sizes. I'll just rub them on a 1200 grit stone here and there, diamond plate, just to keep them alive. But you can only do that for so long. If you do that though, make sure you're doing it extremely evenly, otherwise you get a little out of balance on the bit and you won't be good for your router or you. And the rabbiting bit, there we go. The rabbiting bit has this is a 3/8 roller on it. That'll get me a 1/2-inch depth of cut this way. And we're going to set it so we're getting a 3/8 inch depth of cut this way because our boards are 3/4 inch wide after planing. This bit here, this was 68 bucks at my local hardware store today. But that bearing right there, you can actually, it comes with a kit of bearings, so you can do different depths of cut on it. That way for different size rabbets. This way it's always 1/2 inch. So these actually work much better for what we're doing than a straight bit does. So there's another close-up for you guys of the Shiplap wall boards we are making. Nice tight fits. This wood is good and dry, which helps quite a bit. All right, guys, I'm looking for some real feedback here. So we're getting, not that we're close because now I made even more of a mess, but at least that'll just be mostly a broom and a shovel and a dustpan. So anyway, we're going to have this wide open space. Now I have one post in the center of this room, and I'm trying to decide. I kind of am thinking I want to put the forge in a more centralized location because it's kind of important the things that come out of that forge hot, you need to be close to whatever it is you're using. So what I'm thinking is having a forge that's open around all sides, hanging a hood from the ceiling and running it out that way. So let me know what you guys think on that. I think what I'd like to do is have the forge press off of one side of it, the anvil off of one side, and the, help me out here, the leg vise on another side. That way I'm thinking anything I need to do, it's just can be from the fire. And I'm talking being able to reach over, grab a one hand out of the fire and get to whatever it is I'm working with without really taking a step. That would be kind of the ideal. Now, obviously, we do have to be careful. The forge press I mean, we're running 3,000 PSI hydraulic fluid through here. If a hose or anything were ever to burst and caught on fire, that could be a real problem. But there's some chances, I guess, you take. I mean, a lot of other guys have it set up similar and they don't have any issues. The other thing is we'll be having a couple of gas forges in here also. But those I think I'm going to have to make mobile, because when I'm not using the coal forge, I don't want, I guess what I should say is when I'm using the coal forge, I don't want a gas forge sitting right in my way, so we want to make things mobile. The idea here with doing this is being able to spread out, but there's only so much spreading out that you can do with your anvil and your forge and things like that. I mean, things kind of have to be close to that fire, otherwise, say you're forge welding or whatever, forge welding, you lose heat fast enough by the time you get to something, you may not be able to get it to stick because it's lost just enough heat to where it just won't go. But anyway, as requested by a couple of you guys, Crime Vid, Thomas Russell, got you some close-ups of the shiplap joints. The rabbiting bit is 3 times faster than the straight bit we were using, and much, much easier, much smoother of a cut, much easier to control. Now I had to take the plate off the bottom of the router, which I really don't like doing that, but it's the only one I have. That rabbiting bit is just a little bit wide for it, and we needed to recess the rabbit. It's a 1/2 inch rabbit bit. I'm only taking a 3/8 inch depth of a cut. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this. We're going to keep plugging along. I'm at a point now where I have to plane more boards down. On the other side of the room here, we have to start taking those boards off of the wall. We'll plane those as we take them off, mill them down. It's a fast process, really. But there's enough steps where it's time consuming. Once we have that wall up, we're going to move to the other side into the front of the barn, start getting that cleaned up, start getting our lumber organized, which we've never really done properly yet. Idea here is to get this whole room pretty well emptied out and start from scratch without making a total shithole of the rest of it. But you guys know how that goes also. So pretty soon I've got to get the sawmill out of here. We're going to set it up outside for now on the temporary setup I have for it, and get something to cover it because I do have some logs out there I have to mill. So anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will catch you on the next one.